Hi, my name is Sybil Holveck. I'm an ordained deacon here at Southland and have been for many years. I know tonight is the deacon ordination service. I'm very pleased about that. I thought I'd like to share with you a little of my story becoming a deacon. Those who have been at Southland a long time know that for many years I taught children's Sunday school. As a matter of fact, from the very first time Southland met as a congregation at La Quinta, I had a class of 4 and 5-year-olds. We had Sunday school in a motel room with 2 double beds and a TV set, and every Sunday morning we would back our station wagon up to the motel door. We would unload everything we needed to set up learning centers. We'd have Sunday school with the 4 and 5-year-olds, and then after Sunday church, we would load it back up till the next Sunday. I did that for many years, and then I taught 3rd grade Sunday school, and did that for many years as well as Vacation Bible School. And I'm very proud to say that some of the leaders at Southland today were in those Sunday school classrooms and in those Vacation Bible School rooms, like Craig Coles, and like Elizabeth Chambers, and Brad Herbert, and several others. In the early 90s, when I was asked to serve as a deacon, I was, of course, very touched at being asked. There had only been one woman deacon ordained at Southland, and that had been just the year before, was my very good friend Dolores Flood. So even though I was touched, and even though I was more than willing to take on the responsibilities of being a deacon, I felt a little uncomfortable, I must confess, to being the center of attention at the laying on of hands ceremony. All of my growing up years, and frankly, I guess most of my adult years, I'd observed that ceremony, and it was usually men, and usually wearing suits during my growing up years at least, and it was a somber occasion, and the idea of being the center of attention for that just made me uneasy. So much so that I called my pastor and good friend Marta Smiley, and I said, listen, don't you think it would work if I maybe just sat in the congregation, and maybe at the appropriate time you could have me stand up, ask me some questions? Don't you think that would be a good idea? And he said, no, I don't. So that was that. Well, despite my discomfort, when the night for my ordination came around, I submitted to the process, and when asked, I came forward, sat in a chair facing the audience, the congregation, and when asked, I bowed my head and closed my eyes, and soon I heard steps of people coming forward, and I heard familiar voices of my church family and felt their touch on my shoulder, saying words of affirmation and encouragement and support, and that was nice, and it was comforting, and it was expected. But then something happened that wasn't expected at all. All of a sudden, I felt a tiny hand on my shoulder and a child's voice whispering in my ear words of affirmation and support and encouragement. And then there was another and another and another. The children of Southland, who had been in my Sunday school class or Vacation Bible School classes, felt so much a part of the church that they wanted to be a part of this process and spontaneously just came forward. God humbled me that night and touched me, and He did so in the hands of a child. Well, that was decades ago, and I haven't served as an active deacon in recent years, but I'm so very grateful for a body of servant-minded people who feel called and gifted by God, and who are willing to step forward and make sure that the needs of the church and the community are being met, that nothing falls through the cracks and no one is left behind. And I pray that God will bless them in their efforts to serve Him, even if it makes them a little uncomfortable.